But right now, it's time for new music.
Oh, shoot.
All right, so let's talk about some new heat that came out.
I need a soundboard. I gotta get my soundboard.
I'm gonna set it off with a veteran who's been in the game for so many years.
Yeah. Give it up for the God.
Still keeping up, doing it. And relevant, which is Busta Rhymes. He has a lot of stuff coming out. So the first thing is he just dropped a video for the joint with Mariah Carey, right, which is on ELE2.
Yeah.
And,
shout out to Mr. Mech who A&R'd on that, and he's also a member of our crew, The Plague. We're gonna be shouting The Plague out every chance we get, because our people are doing big things. So shout out to Mr. Mech, shout out to Busta.
And we're gonna get some of these people up here sometimes co-host with us. But getting back to the joint. So what's really ill about the Mariah Carey video is Busta did a song with Mariah Carey years ago, right? I think Where I Belong, or is that
no, give it to me, right?
One. Baby, won't you give it to me?
Right,
I'll give it to you. You know I got it.
So they took the video, and it's like 20 years later, and they're picking up from where that one left off, and they actually throw in at the end. I was like, what's that picture of Busta Rhymes skinny with dreads? And Blitz was like, that's from the original video. Like they're tying it together. And then I realized
they even got Michael Jai White in here.
Yeah,
right.
And even the same girl that was in the original video.
And then I realized the whole concept is picking up from that video. So that's kind of ill.
That was super dope. And they even did the because in that video it kind of has like these comic montages or drops where like it turns to like a black and white drawing, and then they did the same thing in this video. So it's really cool how they bookend the whole thing.
And shout out to that whole project, because Busta Rhymes went into his bag for this album. He wanted to redo Extinction Level Event. I'm going to do a follow-up to it, kind of like Raekwon did Cuban Links too, and other people take their most classic album and bring it back. So he actually used a beat or two from like 1999, 2000, like that they were working on for the original ELE, and then he finally was like, well, I'm gonna put that one on there.
Right. I remember he was talking about how he sat on that joint that he had with Kendrick.
The Kendrick joint, it was pretty.
Look over my shoulder. He had that for a long time. He said, I don't know if it was that long, G, but he had it for
10 years.
No, it wasn't that long. I mean, Kendrick hasn't been around that long.
No. But
he had that beat. He kept not using that beat.
Oh yeah.
And then he finally was like, I'm gonna put it on this.
Shout out to Knots. Shout out to Knots.
Also, that beat, the intro beat that Knots did on there was on his hard drive for a really long time.
Actually, the intro was for the original Extinction Level Event. It didn't make the album. Like that was a beat from back then.
Crazy.
That's how old that is. And that's great because it kind of sonically tied it together. The other tracks are newer, but it set the tone as an intro. Like that, when you hear it, you're like, this really feels like ELE, but the rhymes are new and everything.
Yeah, the vibe. Like to get that vibe back is a thing. Like you get that, I feel like I'm getting that same feeling, because that's it's about, right? Like putting you back in that place of that feeling that you had when you heard ELE, and then you hear this and you're like, I got that feeling again, like it's about to be on. Shout out to Knots for being able to make beats that are so timeless,
sustainable. Yo, and signature.
Yes.
Oh, for sure.
Signature. Shout out to Knots.
And the shelf life, because he can
shout out to the Sixers.
He can be like, I'm going to give you these two songs. This one, I made this track 20 years ago, and I just made this one. And these are the two records we're producing, and they both are equally. The older one is not.
He's a machine, man. That man.
He is a machine.
Like
He's
so
a machine.
many beats.
So that's not brand new, that album, but that album came out a little while ago, but that video just dropped with Mariah Carey. They also, a few months ago, dropped a remix video to Czar that has MOP's verses on it. The video is okay, but, if you're an MOP fan, you want to hear that version.
Crazy. It's crazy.
Now, Redman and Busta just recently had joined Phife, R.I.P. Shout out to Phife, Tribe Called Quest, on a song called Nutshell, which was a Phife joint, and then they got on to part 2. Featuring
which is dope. And Redman went last.
And is that a Dilla joint?
Yeah, it was Dilla. It was Dilla.
Dilla did Nutshell? Yeah,
wow. I think so. So correct me if I'm wrong. Type it in.
Right, because they
tell us we don't know what we're talking about in the comments.
You know they'll correct you.
Man, you don't know what you talk about.
Yeah.
And then before we get on to even more music, Busta just dropped an old joint. Tell him about it.
He's got like his 25th year anniversary of They're Coming.
That's the debut album.
Yo, man, Jay Dilla is all over that album. Uma is all over that album. Busta did even produced on that album.
Mm-hmm.
That's like definitely one of my favorite Busta albums. When y'all remember when it came out, how I Lost My Mind.
Of course.
Yeah.
So the song, you got Hoo Ha, you got
I Lost My
Hands
Mind.
Where My Eyes Can See.
Everything
right?
Remains Raw. Oh, that was the next album.
That was the next one. Okay, but Hoo Ha is on that one.
Hoo Ha is on that. Everything Remains Raw is on that. Oh, right. Flip Mode meets Def Squad
is on there. Yeah. Oh, right. That's one of our favorite tracks of all time.
Shout out to Lord Have Mercy.
Yes, shout out to the Lord.
Now and forever. It's my evil that do.
Shout out to Marley G. Everybody killed that track. Don't sleep on.
Oh, Marley G. I love that verse.
He had like 64 bars.
You can get with this lyricist terrorist in your
Yeah. Shout out to Marley G.
Yeah.
Who was on that? Busta, Redman.
Yeah.
Keith Murray.
Yeah.
Rampage. Lord Have.
Marley G.
Yeah. 6 of them. That's a classic. And that's a Knots beat as well?
No.
Am I wrong? No. Who made that track?
Nah, that could have been Scratch.
Who made that track?
That might have been Scratch. Shout out to Scratch, who's another.
Shout out to DJ Scratch.
Somebody we don't have like a research team on the sides, So somebody in the comments throw up who produced.
Hey, look, man, we just 3 dudes talking. Sometimes we get shit wrong. Sorry.
Hey, welcome to our first show. Welcome to our first episode.
What other new music we talk about this week?
Oh man, I wanted to talk about
Midwest
101. 101 is a group that consists of my homie Marv Won, that I met through PH, Ron Dance, and Rose Spit.
Rest in peace.
They put out PH. He's behind me right now. He's part of the team.
He's always there.
They put out an album called I think Sooner Than Later. Oh no, that's his other. It's Whatever Happens.
Okay.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a dope album. These are 3 veteran MCs from Detroit. They're all solo artists. Of course, Marv is one of the Fat Killers. Marv has been on multiple things. He rhymes with Royce, M. He was in 8 Mile, right? Or
yeah.
But Marv Won, he's a battle rapper. He just did a huge battle on KOTD for like 50 grand or something like that. I remember when they had those brackets up. He was one of the finalists in that, one of the 2 finalists. But Marv Won is super dope. He put out an album himself called Sooner Than Later, I think back in December. It's probably the end of 2020. And then they just came out with the 101 album. They got some dope videos for that. I know they got a joint called 30 for 30. They got this other video, For Show. Dope stuff, man.
You were saying that one of your favorite tracks produced by himself was GTF OTW. What's the TW stand for? I know what
Get the fuck out the way.
The way. Okay,
yeah,
I was like,
it goes get the fuck out the way. Yo, listen to that joint, kid. That joint is fire.
And he produced it. He made
well, for his album, his solo album, the last solo album he put out, he produced the entire album. Marv is ridiculous with the production. Yeah, he's always with. I think he has a podcast right now with Mr. Porter, right? So they're really good.
Beast.
Yeah. So they, him rolling with him, I'm sure that's some influence that makes, him an even iller producer.
Shout out to Mr. Porter. He's dope.
Those who are researching him, if you never heard of Marv Won, it's spelled W-O-N. It's Marv, M-A-R-V, W-O-N.
Yeah.
You can find him on social media and all that.
Marvelous, wonderful.
That's what's up.
Big ups to him. What else we got?
Who else we got?
And my partner in rhyme recently, another Plague member. How many Plague members we done shouted out already?
Hit the Plague button.
Yeah. You know, I just put out an EP, but
shout out to the EP. Shout the EP out.
Shout out to the EP I just put out with Bad Seed called The Sixers, but produced by Knots.
Come on, he's so shy. Ladies and gentlemen, my younger brother is super shy. He's super shy.
Yeah.
Anyway, the EP is super dope, right? Get the super dope EP. He don't like me talking about it.
It's called The Sixers.
It's called The Sixers.
Bad Seed and LR Blitzkrieg. It's produced by Knots entirely. It's got scratches by DJ Eclipse and a couple other people.
Yeah, Eclipse is on there, Tone Spliff is on there, PH is on there, Planet Asia is on there.
Planet Asia.
We got some remix joints coming. Pumpkinhead is on there. I think I said that already. PH.
MCMIreport.com. Click on music and you'll find it.
You'll find it.
But just even though that just came out, Bad Seed has put out 2 projects since. I wanted to talk about the newest one that he put out called Get Home Safe, which is a fire album.
Yeah, it's a banger. It's a banger.
There's lots of dope stuff on there. Make sure you check that out. I am also on one song on that joint called Woolworth, and that one is me, Bad Seed, Shabam Sadiq, Punchline, and AL Skills. So we went back to the old Lyricist Lounge cats, and just like we just rapped.
Check the description for links to all the music that we're talking about today.
I've been walking around. 1 2 1 2 1 2. Shout out to Bad Seed. Shout out to Bad Seed.
Yeah.
Well, Keith, you had a joint you wanted to talk about today for new music.
I'm just like online, and I'm just checking out things, and I see. You know how you got these stars, these kid stars that grow up and they like controversial because they just do some crazy antics. There's this one named Orlando Brown. Do y'all know Orlando Brown?
I mean, I've seen Orlando Brown videos of him, profusely sweating and talking crazy about Raven Simone. Is that her name?
Yeah, man. And just
I've seen some things.
Huh.
I see some things. So I saw that he had a new video, a rap video out, right? And I was like, get out of here. You know me, I'm like, get out of here. And I just clicked on it because just out of interest. And the joint wasn't bad. The beat was banging. I was like, and he had flow, right? I think it's called Crime Don't Pay.
Okay.
So shout out to Orlando Brown.
Sure. Okay. If you say so. And, I don't know.
The beat is fire.
It's dope.
I listened to it. It's definitely surprising from what we've seen of him, some of the other songs that I've seen him make that were like super. So I
had no reference. I didn't see any of those other videos. So Keith just told me about the song. I went and checked it out. I was like, it's dope.
Right. Yeah, so like, I don't even know his other music. I just know that he's just been out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay. So,
hopefully the reason that this is good is that he is no longer on the narcotics. So,
you think he was taking narcotics?
I don't know. It's possible, but if he makes music like this when he's not on drugs, then I hope he stays drug free.
Yeah. All right, yes. Shout out to drug free. Shout out to drug free.
Drug free.
Speaking of rappers who are on drugs,
right.
Segue into the next
drug free.
Motherfucker. You can't get no money from me.
Don't give it up. Type it in.
Okay, what album that was on? Don't even say who it was. Don't say that because you get
Mr. Can I have $5 so I can get something to eat?
Everybody all together, ready?
Hell no, motherfucker. You can't get no money from me.
And then he went up. Like he took it up to the acapella, falsetto. All right. If you know that, put it in the comments and you will win a reply from us three. We'll go.
Word.
I got one more.
Yo, they'll probably say, good job.
I got one more, right?
All right, go ahead. I know what you're gonna do. Go ahead.
No, not from that. Not from that. It's
no, I know what you're going. I know it's one of two. Go ahead. Watch. I'm gonna tell you.
no, I was gonna say another artist. That's what I was gonna say.
Okay.
Noname.
Okay. Yeah.
Noname, and
she put something out.
She has something out, and it's really dope. Rainforest is the name of the joint, and you know, it's she's heavy. You know,
she's introspective, thought provoking.
You know what I'm saying?
She does put something out. It's like that. She's not very what's the word? She doesn't put out stuff very often. It's like when I feel something. No, when I feel something, I'll put something out. Or when I gotta respond to somebody for saying something to me, I'll put something out. J. Cole.
I say time. You're jinx.
So she's She's got that single, and I think the album is called Telephone.
I don't know. I don't even know. I don't even know if it's from my album. I just knew that. I just heard about the I was online and I was going through some stuff and I came across it.
Well, her Tiny Desk concert on NPR Music got 4.3 million views 4 years ago. So that's crazy.
What's up. Yeah, that was like
this single is like in the hundreds of thousands right now, and you know
that's what's up.
But that's a lot.
Yeah. And she's like very like spoken word. You know, she's like that. I love that niche. You know, she's like dope with that.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. So I'm going to take us out of new music with a quick shout out to RA, the Rugged Man.
Yeah.
Similar to like Logic, he just had a rhyme on a Busta Rhymes beat. So RA took the song Montero by Lil Nas X, which we don't care about, none of that controversy. We're not even talking about that today. What he did is he was like, well, look, that's actually, I could flip that track. Let me get the beat. So he took the entire instrumental. He made a full song over it, but he's like, this is what I would have put on that beat, you know? He sang chorus. I don't know if he had someone else singing, but he's got choruses and sub-choruses and verses and everything. It's structured like a song. It's not a freestyle like Logic just put on a beat and rhymed for a minute, but this is like he remade, it's kind of like a remix of Montero, and it's fire in my opinion. Now, RA has a great sense of humor, and a lot of times he does remakes and just pokes fun at stuff. And so sometimes it's all about, he's just got a funny idea, but he's lyrically going in on this as well. Like he's really
So he did his thing. Shout out to him. He just last night just dropped something with Inspectah Deck.
Oh wow. Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's called check that out. It's dope. It's called EKNY.